In the Cardano ecosystem, we're not building something that is slightly different than Ethereum or Bitcoin. We're building something that is night and day different, and we can't expect people who've never seen the sun to understand or accept why we're headed to such a radically different destination. Ready? Let's go. We're going to talk about Cardano actually reaching 1 million delegated staking wallets. SundaeSwap maybe, probably, hopefully going live on the Cardano testnet right about now. It's a little bit unclear as I record. While simultaneously in Robbery Forest, I know we just talked about this the other day, but it's been a weekend and things have happened. Simultaneously in Robbery Forest, the thieves can't stop, won't stop. And the weirdest part, they're not even catching the biggest possible exploits. Finally, we're going to talk about Evergrande moving closer and closer to its doom. Cardano has officially passed the 1 million wallets delegating mark. This means 1 million different wallets are staking on the Cardano proof of stake network. This is significant. We're just talking about basic delegation and staking here. We're not talking about some kind of super flashy, super fun dApp that everybody wants to participate in that becomes kind of viral. We're just talking about basic delegation and staking. And we've gotten 1 million people to do it. Over 1 million people have decided to delegate in Cardano, which, isn't the most complicated thing. It's not like rocket science, but it takes a little bit of effort to figure out how to stake in Cardano. And over 1 million people have already done that. Can you imagine what this is going to look like when we have the super cool kind of splashy dApps out there that everybody actually wants to participate in? I mean, true, getting delegation rewards is pretty awesome and people actually do want them, but it's not super flashy. What happens when we get all of the crazy dApps on mainnet? Of course, the most hotly anticipated thing going on in Cardano right now is SundaeSwap hitting the testnet. That's supposed to be happening right now, the evening upon which I'm recording. Hopefully, it's happened by the time you actually listen to this. But as I record, it looks like it hasn't quite happened. It was within about the last 40 minutes that they released this. Might have to rebrand to Monday Swap. I think everybody immediately knew that meant there was some kind of delay, but we kind of figured already there was some kind of a delay because it was getting pretty late in the evening. And we still hadn't seen a release of their dApp on testnet. I like they're having good sense of humor about this. This is always a good sign when they're still kind of joking around. Sounds like they're reporting some kind of a bug with the scooper licenses. While I will admit I have not seen the actual instructions from SundaeSwap yet, I've been led to believe that the way you'll interact with their dApp on the testnet is by using testnet ADA. To get testnet ADA, I just went to testnets.cardano.org. That's plural testnets with an S on the end, .cardano.org. And then to this faucet, it's /en/testnet/cardano/tools/faucet/ to get here. And then you just select testnet ADA as opposed to test coin, put in the address and hit I'm not a robot and request funds. But before you need to do that, you need to switch your wallet. I use Nami wallet for this. Switch your Nami wallet in settings over to testnet and then pull your receive address there. If you pull your receive address without switching over to testnet in your wallet, you will have a mainnet address and the faucet will have trouble with that. In fact, earlier today when I tried to use the wallet, it told me there was not enough testnet ADA in the faucet to send me the funds. So I had to try a couple hours later and I eventually saw success. The faucet let me know it had sent 1,000 testnet ADA to my Nami wallet, and mere seconds later, it did in fact pop up in my Nami wallet. And if you want to find this Cardano testnet faucet, probably easier than trying to listen to me read you all those slashes earlier is just to Google Cardano testnet faucet, and this will be one of the very first entries that pops up. It's about midnight Eastern time right now, and I just checked the page again. Looks like we're still at coming soon. I'm sure they're going to get this out to everybody very, very soon. But I think this is going to be very significant when this hits the test net. This is going to be kind of the first time that normal users in Cardano will be interacting with a distributed UTXO concurrency system of any type. Of course, we've sort of notoriously already got MuesliSwap. But MuesliSwap uses that off-chain order matching system, which is one way to approach a DEX on an extended UTXO system like Cardano. But actually using a system that is approaching it from the distributed UTXO sort of perspective, this is going to be sort of a watershed moment for Cardano, and I think everybody's looking forward to it, even if people don't understand maybe the difference in architecture between these two large genres of dexes on Cardano. This is going to be kind of a big moment for people to interact with this dex on the test net, and then for all of us to see how many problems pop up. Is it largely smooth? I mean, there's going to be a lot of problems, but are there any sort of concept breaking problems? Or is it pretty smooth? There will be things to fix, but I'm hoping things will be fairly smooth. In a lot of ways, this is likely to be that proof of concept moment for concurrency in extended unspent transaction output systems. While it seems like we're transitioning into an era of nothing but daylight and sunshine for Cardano, I did say it was a night and day difference, Cardano versus competitors. And it seems like it's nothing but darkest night over in Robbery Forest for not one, not two, but three of our competitors. So in this article, the block is reporting that Bitmart has confirmed a hack resulting in a loss of 150 million in crypto. Many of you probably saw this on the 4th. What's interesting about this is that it didn't just affect Bitmart on Ethereum. The CEO confirmed via Twitter, we have identified a large-scale security breach related to one of our ETH hot wallets and one of our Binance Smart Chain hot wallets. At this moment, we are still concluding the possible methods used. The hackers were able to withdraw assets of the value of approximately 150 million USD. This is so significant. Later on, we'll see that the amount that looks like it's going to be sort of like the gigantic straw that broke the Evergrande camel's back is an amount not really on a different order of magnitude than this. It's like these little small amounts are amounts that are going to end up breaking Evergrande, which could have ripple effects far beyond even the Chinese real estate sector. And here we have a DeFi project on Ethereum, and they're dropping this $150 million loss, and it'll probably just be shrugged off by most of the Ethereum and the Binance Smart Chain communities. Here's the crazy part. That's not even the bug that the hackers should have exploited. On the same day, the very same website, the block here, is reporting to us that the Solana library experienced a bug that could have seen attackers stealing 27 million an hour. So in the Bitsmart bug, they stole 150 million. This bug in the Solana library would have allowed them to steal 27 million an hour. And they say this bug, which had been publicly disclosed, sat unnoticed for 6 months. They say the projects that were affected included yield aggregator Tulip Protocol and lending protocols Solend and Larix. That sounds like something in your throat. The Larix. These projects, I think it's larynx for sure, but I think the similarities are too close. I don't think this is a good name for a DeFi project. These projects currently look after 1.7 billion in funds, although it was considerably higher before the market crash. So they had a $1.7 billion keg to tap, and they could have tapped it at a flow rate of 27 million an hour. That's what we're dealing with. We've been calling Ethereum robbery forest. Maybe Solana is the valley of the thieves. It feels like Evergrande is finally inching closer to its doom. You'll remember from last month, Evergrande failed to pay coupons totaling 82.5 million. I mean, so nowhere close to the 150 million that was lost on Ethereum and Binance Smart Chain, but they failed to pay 82.5 million on November 6th. and investors are just waiting to see if it meets its obligations before a 30-day grace period ends on December 6th. You'll remember we covered that November 6th deadline that Evergrande had to meet, and it seemed like they barely made it, with the one German company even reporting all over social media and everywhere, at least reports of their reports were all over social media that Evergrande, in fact, didn't make it. It looks like it's even worse this time. So it looks like Evergrande is saying there is no guarantee it would have enough funds to meet debt repayments. And this has caused quite a few things. It looks like there were all kinds of reports of the government calling the founder to come meet, and they're talking about restructuring the debts. It looks like we're getting closer and closer. With Evergrande, it seems like you can never quite tell when it's actually going to default. And people are, on November 6th, people have been argued over whether or not a default had occurred. But things keep looking dimmer and dimmer for Evergrande. And there's a reason why we care about this, not just because it's something economic in the world news. It's because Evergrande is one of the biggest real estate companies in the world. It used to be the biggest real estate developer in China. Now it's supposed to be number two. But being number two in China probably means it's like number two in the entire world. And the reason we care about real estate is because real estate is an asset just like crypto. Of course, we're always hoping that crypto would completely decorrelate from every other asset in the universe, but that doesn't seem to quite yet be the case. It doesn't seem like it's an uncorrelated asset yet. So we have to care about things like real estate because it's such a gigantic asset class. And when we see a company that's the number two real estate company in the number two biggest economy in the world looking like it's going to default, we have to start asking questions about how other real estate companies are doing. Unfortunately, the answer to that question is not so good. If we look at the year to date results of some high profile North American real estate companies, for instance, here's Zillow, year to date, negative 56%. Here's Open Door, year to date, negative 38%. Here's OfferPad, year to date, negative 41%. So all three of those companies, Zillow, Opendoor, and OfferPad, they're all three of them either have been or still are involved in the iBuying business. That means they're buying and selling houses, and they're trying to make a little bit of money on the commissions from the buying and selling of the houses, and also on the actual appreciation in the house as an asset. So Zillow actually got out of the iBuying business, which was a little bit of a surprise, I think, to a lot of commentators, but it's not a good omen for the real estate industry when Zillow gets out of the iBuying business. They're no longer going to buy and sell houses, and OfferPad and Opendoor and Zillow are all showing year-to-date results like this. These things are not a good sign for the real estate industry. And if it's not, and usually when things are looking good for the industry, it's because things are looking good for real estate as an asset. You might try to argue that those three companies aren't any kind of indication of anything in real estate because they're all iBuyers and it's very cash intensive. And so access to capital and things like that could affect their performance. Okay, here's Redfin. Redfin is a brokerage. They've done some iBuying as well, but largely well known as a brokerage. Redfin year to date, negative 44%. None of these are omens that we're going into a fantastic period for this real estate industry. And typically, when the outlook on that asset class is wonderful, things look wonderful for the industry. So this is just a little checkup on another gigantic asset class. Obviously, crypto is nowhere the size of real estate, but it's good to keep an eye on these things just so we know what's going on outside the crypto world. I hope you're having a great week. I hope by the time you listen to this, SundaeSwap is already on the testnet, and I will talk to you tomorrow.